Welcome to Spelled Milk, and this is Beekeeping for Mummies. So hello, and welcome back to Beekeeping for Mummies. Well, today is one of these days where it's just not warm enough to go out to the bees. We have like 15 Celsius and it was raining the whole night, so the ground and the grass is wet and everything. So if I now lose a frame and it falls on the ground, the bees will be so wet that they wouldn't be able to crawl up again, and they would probably die in the wet grass. We need like 18 Celsius to, without any danger, work on the beehives. You can do it with less if you're fast, but I'm not really fast. I want to spend time and enjoy my bees and my beehives and do the best for them. And don't rush through them. It's also not so good if you always take apart everything and have it open for half an hour, one hive to go through it. In the beginning, you know, when you just try to learn and figure out everything, that's okay. That's just how it is, you know. But in general, that's not such a great idea to leave them open for an hour. And when it is that cold and you try to decide if you want to split them or if you want to do something, then you need a little bit warmer weather. Well, we decided to still drive to the second bee place and have a look there if everything is alright. And we want to see about building, how do you call that? A box where you basically have one side it's only 2 frames in it, and one side is plexiglass, so you can watch what the bees are doing for the kids. So we want to build one of these. Yesterday I built together with my dad a new honey super, and that is a little bit of an interesting thing because I just want to put in the honey glasses directly and have to build in the honey glasses, and then want to use it with the natural build wax and everything, because I don't want to do so much honey. I don't need that much honey. I'm more into you know, enlarging my beehives right now, the number of the hives that I have, instead colonies I have, instead of making so super much honey. We also don't need that much. We need like 6 kilos of honey a year. That's much. But the people that I have my bees on, they get paid with honey, so I need to do at least some honey, right?
Well, folks, you may be asking what a swarm looks like. Well, that's what it looks like, folks. Something like this. Just bees, 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 and a lot more bees. Well, there they are, hanging in the tree together, getting ready to head out. So we're going to try to get them caught rather than having them leave on us. Now they've gathered together really good, and we're getting ready to catch them. Here we go. One freshly caught swarm in a nuke box, ready to go. We'll get it all set up with its own spot. Now they're ready to start up all over again.
So what happened, real quick? Well, we wanted to do that observation box for the bees, for the kids, and because of the weather, we didn't want to do anything else and warm. And then we got out after lunch, and then I just saw the bees leaving a hive. And it was out of that box where I just took last week 5 frames full of swarm cells out and started 2 nukes with. Somehow I didn't see one. It looks like in the honey super there was one. And they just left. So it was too fresh for us outside, too cool. But not for the bees, it looked like they swarmed. And so we caught them out of a apple tree. I think it was an apple tree with a ladder and everything I didn't want to do this year, and everything I tried to avoid this year, prevent this year, but it still happened. And we have them now in the box. I hope I have the queen and everything in there, and I hope they don't decide that they don't like the box and swarm out again. It's really too cool. If I have to lift like 4 supers up to look under and everything through it, I'm just afraid that I damage more than I do good. So I decided if something swarms again, I catch it. I really don't want to do that. I'm really sick and tired of doing that. But it's just the way it is. So I see if tomorrow is warmer weather, and I can check a few boxes, a few hives, and see 9. See if I can check a few boxes. So tomorrow I see if I can check a few boxes and hope that there's not a second. Oftentimes you have a big swarm and then a few days later you have a small swarm. I just hope that it's not this way this time, but I don't know. You never know. It's just all not that easy when you have 2 little kids running around and you basically need someone else holding the ladder or a bucket to when you shake them off. It's a 2-people job catching a swarm. Unless they're sitting, hip high somewhere or arm high. That's you do that alone. So that swarm is now in a new box and back to the bee place number 1. And we hope it stays in there and doesn't swarm out again. And I hope there's not much swarming during the week because my husband is at work and first comes home in the evening. And it would be so great. I always try to prevent it, but it didn't work this year again. There she is, there. You see her? But now she's a little bit
uncomfortable. Queen marking looks to be sometimes a little bit challenging, Catherine.
Well, usually you catch them, but I'm always concerned that I kill them when I catch them. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you try to do it without it if you can, real carefully. Just kind of let it drag along it while it's walking. You got it, Catherine.
Yeah. And then you have to do a little bit more because the bees, they like to... She can, by the way, sting too. And then she's dead. Okay, so we finally made it to our second bee place, and we looked at all the nukes. And one, of course, did misbehave again and didn't start to even try to rear a queen. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 queens already. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no 7 queen cells or swarm cells we have. But the other ones, the ones I mentioned first, the queens are already laying, and we already marked our first queen for this year, our new hatched first queen for this year, 2020. It's marked today.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, okay. So we fed everything, now we close everything up and then we go home.
Well, it's been an interesting day today. We start with swarm number 1 and then we have swarm number 2. It's enough to keep you busy. It gets kind of interesting, you shake 30,000 insects off your head that can sting you and hope to get them in the box. A little bit different, huh? And we got a swarm. Looks like they're going back into the same apple tree again. A few thousand bees in the air. Looks like they're gonna settle in there, hopefully. And not in one of the willows. Deep there are the willows. And under there is the pond that I was talking about in another video.
That's what happens when there's bad weather and you don't get a chance to look into your beehives for a week. It's now the second week that I didn't look into it. And there's swarm number 2 today, the second swarm.
Here we have a frame of honey. It looks like they built it real pretty and nice and even. Wow, that's really cool, Katrin.
Okay, let's see. Our bottom with the four groups has now 3 queens. The 4th one hatched but is not back yet. She didn't lay eggs yet. And one of the nukes, the first one that we brought here, you wouldn't expect it, but it already has swarm cells. It has 2 swarm cells. One is almost kept, one is still open. So we take them home with us. The rest of them can support themselves already. They don't need to be fed anymore. They find enough food here in the woods. And let's see what else. I think we have now 9 queens here. And these are 2 swarms. We have a new honey lid on this one here. And yeah, I think that's it for this.
Wonderful. So you've got a honey super with jars set up on a new swarm then?
Yes. It has 12 jars in it. It's half quart and I think half quart and quarter quarts or something like that jars. So half a liter and a quarter liter jars. Honey
Pretty
jars.
cool. Wow.
12 of them. This is then natural, it's completely organic this way. It's natural wax, natural own built, everything own built beeswax and the honey here from Western, there's no farms around it, no fields, so there shouldn't be any pesticides or fungicides or whatever.
Wow.
So it should be all as organic as possible with beekeeping,
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so see you next time at Beekeeping for Mummies.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon under Spilled Milk Family. Links in the video description.
Whatever happens,
Praise the Lord.
and don't cry over spilled milk.